Okay, we're asking fans today, obviously Champions League's starting, but there's always, at this time of year, people talk about a European Super League. Do you think that's ever going to happen?
Well, I hope not. I think it'd just kill the game.
Really? Well, how come? What do you think?
I think football would be too much then, too big. And players, I mean, they can demand what they like more or less now. If it was a Super League, they'd be able to demand even more. And people like us, wouldn't be able to afford to come and see them.
I hope not. So I'd like to see it stay as is. It's competitive and the fans can get to the matches.
So do you think do you think it will happen?
Well, it could happen, but obviously that's the money in the game, isn't it? I prefer to stay local.
I think a European Super League would diminish sort of national leagues. I don't believe there should be a European Super League. I think it would work on finance over kind of reward system. Teams like City would manage to kind of buy their way into it. FIFA would take the money. Lower leagues would suffer immensely. Being a semi-Watford fan as well, to see a club like that go. So no, I don't think there should be a European Super League, and I think there probably will be eventually due to kind of franchises coming over to Europe in this, especially in this game, which is going to be an unfortunate thing. But yes, I'm with keeping football how it is. Premier League, best league in the world. English football, best football in the world.
You asked about the European Super League. Might be an idea if it doesn't involve too many games and if it doesn't replace national leagues. Because teams who are currently not in it have to have a fair chance to get in, so it isn't a closed shop.
In my opinion, a European Super League will never work because you'll miss the local derbies and fans will soon get fed up. It's the uniqueness of European Champions League that makes it special on nights like this.
I'm for and against the breakaway. I understand the values of it and the sense of it, but also I think that we need to be investing in more grassroots, and that means we need national leagues rather than just the big European leagues.
So you can see both sides.
Yeah, I can see. I'm for and against it, but unless there's more detail out there, you can't really see how how it balances out. Because it's got to be whatever they do when they break away, they've got to be able to support and make sure there's still enough money coming into the local and national games.
Is it something that you'd be interested in watching? Say if Real Madrid were coming here every sort of fortnight, every Barcelona?
Yeah, that would be good. It would be interesting to see the other people playing over here, but it might take its toll on the players altogether.
I don't think it's viable at all because you've got finance issue. I mean, I don't know how the clubs in the Premiership will react if the top four go and do. They top four club of every country got to start paying each other. I don't think the fans won't be able to afford it for a start. The fatigue for players is already an issue. So if they're travelling abroad every 2 weeks, they're going to be knackered by the time March, April time. Let alone in the World Cup. So an issue with England players. I think also the TV rights point of view, I don't see how it's viable when Sky pays so much for the rights for the Premier League. I don't know how they will continue paying as much. If Bolton are paying Stoke every week, you've got Blackburn paying Blackpool every week. They simply won't pay as much. So the financial side will suffer, the quality of the league will deteriorate. I mean, it's happening all across Europe. So